Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. I'm Delegate Edith Patterson, and we are meeting the Gaming Subcommittee of the Ways and Means Committee. It's meeting to go over House Bill 295. It is departmental a bill, and it deals with a gaming prohibition on interactive games and revenue from illegal markets. Members have the amendments, but I'm going to ask Mr. Butler if he would go over the essence of the bill as well and then proceed with the amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As a reminder, this is a departmental bill that would prohibit a person from operating, conducting, or promoting an interactive game in the state, and it specifies disclosure requirements for gaming license applicants and license holders. The amendments before you would clarify the application and the purpose of the bill, specify that a person is subject to the penalties under the bill only for a knowing violation, and require certain fines to be distributed to the Problem Gambling Fund.
Okay. All right, and you've included the bill summary as well as the amendments. We've heard this before. It was heard in the floor, the first hearing. Are there questions of the members? And thank you for advocates for being online to answer questions that members may have. Let's start with Delegate Buckle.
Thank you, Madam
Greetings.
Chair. I had a couple of questions about the amendments, I think. So on what George had sent over, the first page of George's packet, defining interactive game, where it says includes a game where the player gives something of value for the chance to win something of value. So my common sense definition of that, and I'm just getting a sense, is that what the intent of it is that's pretty much anything other than just pure, free play. So if I give something of value by saying, hey, in order to play the game, I give you my email address, and then you can advertise to me. You can use that data to your advertisers on your website to increase them to advertise and be like, hey, we've got advertisers, or we got targets. To me, that would be something of value. And then the chance to win something of value, is the phrase to win something of value different than the bottom of that page where it defines very specifically in quotation marks the definition of reward. So something of value is X, and then reward says any award, cash equivalent, prize, or an item convertible to cash. What's the differentiation between those two
Delegate
definitions?
Buckle, do you want to give a reference line? And let's go back for a minute and offer why this bill was even proposed. Do you mind if we go back for a second?
No, that's fine. I just
Okay.
wanted to get that clarified. There seems to be a
Oh, absolutely.
differentiation.
That's going to be clarified. Do you want to offer that, Mr. Butler, or should we have Jennifer do that?
I would defer to Ms. Beskett.
Okay, Jennifer, Ms. Beskin.
Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry, my system's lagging.
No, you're good.
So,
Thank you.
thank you for the question, Delegate Buckle, and thank you for the opportunity to provide clarification and background, Chair Patterson. Again, the agency, the Maryland Lottery and Gaming Control Agency, is dealing with the proliferation of illegal online gaming providers who are allowing people to come onto their systems and place wagers for the chance to win a reward that converts to cash. We have done everything that we can do that's available to us to stop this by sending cease and desist letters. But beyond the cease and desist letters, we do not have any type of enforcement option. So the intent of this bill is not to do anything more than stop these illegal operators who are accepting cash wagers or allowing individuals to purchase coins that have a cash value in our world and place wagers and do the exact same thing that iGaming would allow the residents and citizens of Maryland to do if iGaming existed in Maryland.
Okay.
All right, but and that in essence is the purpose for the bill. Now, in terms of the definition, the interactive, where a player gives something of value for the chance to win something of value. Are any of you advocates able to offer an example? I think we've heard it before, but let's see what they have to say.
So if you look at the definition of an interactive game it's line 13, 3I above what interactive game includes. And so interactive game is a game contest promotion that involves the three considerations of gaming, which is consideration, chance, and the potential to win a reward. We know that not everybody wins every time. So when you go down to interactive game includes a game where the player gives something of value for the chance to win something of value. If this is a clarification that we need to determine what something of value is, I think that could be a pretty quick fix. I'm not so sure that something of value is an email in the example that you gave, Delegate Buckle, just because it's a state employee, my email is publicly available.
Games.
And I guess the question I would have, it would be clearer for me, and everybody doesn't work for me, so I'm not saying that from a negative perspective. But if we said that if you don't pay anything to play, then it's not gaming.
Correct.
It's not illegal. So I don't have to put a penny in, as opposed to I give you something of value. To me, is could be construed much more broadly than I paid money. So to me, if I don't pay to play, but I can win a reward, as you define reward in these amendments or in the bill, would that still be banned? I pay nothing, but I do so well at whatever the gaming skin is, whatever the game is, that there's a reward for me at the end. It could be a coupon, it could be whatever. I get a reward, but I don't pay. Is that going to be captured within the bill as illegal gaming?
If you don't pay, we're not even having this conversation.
Okay. And if I pay, but I don't get anything that is cash or convertible to cash, is that gaming? So I pay to play. Maybe I don't pay to play. I go through the first two rounds of the game. I'm not very good at it. It tells me that if I want to keep playing that day for free, or not for free, but if I want to keep playing, I have to put, $10 in and get 100 tokens, whatever it may be. And then I keep playing. So I have paid to play, but what I get at the end is either nothing or it's something that's not convertible to cash. I can't take it out and deposit it in an account or immediately transfer it into a cash value. Is that going to be construed as gaming and illegal under the bill?
If it cannot be converted to a reward that is cash, then again, we're not having this conversation. So, and just to give it a slightly different example, if I run out of lives and I run out of coins, but I agree to watch a commercial, a 30-second commercial,
Yeah, I
and
hate
in
those.
return I get 10 coins. I
I
thought you
hate
didn't play
those.
these, but in return I get 10 coins. We're not having this conversation. The commission is not sending a cease and desist letter. We are not interested in that.
Okay. If I say, and I hate to, I'm not trying to monopolize, I'm just trying to clarify. If I say, hey, I paid $10 to play, I did so well that I got 1,000 tokens, and I can use the tokens in a way that, again, it's not convertible to cash, but it allows me to play other games. Is that okay?
That is okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Jerry Evans, did you want to add commentary to that question?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. And
Okay.
let me just say that we agree with the lottery that there's a big problem in illegal gambling, and we like to be part of the solution. And we appreciate all the openness of the lottery and talking to us about what we do at VGW. And I think that the minority leader answered some of the questions that we had in his question, and that is, as we testified to, most of the people, over half of the people that play our games, don't ever spend any money. They get the coins free every day. They end up in playing the games, and when they run out, they run out, and they wait till the next day when they're issued more what we call gold coins. The difference is at the end of play, they might be eligible for a sweepstakes drawing at some point, where something of value, and I'd have to get you the list of what is available there, might be. But it's important to remember they've given no consideration whatsoever for this. So, but many of the people that play our games, over 59%, never spend any money to play those games.
All right, Ms. Prescott, would you respond to that, what he just described? Is that admissible under the law, or is that would result in a cease and desist letter?
I would have to see the game that he is referring to, because I have looked at the offerings of VGW and I haven't seen one. I have seen games where I could go and play a virtual slot game where I'm putting in pretend coins and hitting a button and it's giving me a result, but I will never win enough of anything in that play that it will ever convert to cash.
All right,
Those games are perfectly acceptable. I
okay,
think there's a gray area that is being discussed, and I think that VGW, because that has been said, has received cease and desist letters in other states. They know what they're being told is not acceptable, and they have withdrawn in those states where the laws are strong enough to prohibit what they're offering.
thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ripken, is this a response to the question? If not, I'll move on to the other delegates. I mean, to
I
the,
didn't, it was a response, but Dr. Beskid answered it.
great, thank you. Love that cooperation. All right, Delegate Hartman, then Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I feel like with the amendment, I'm kind of starting over. I heard all Delegate Buckles' questions. Just for clarification, before we talked about three things, consideration, chance, and then reward. If you never put a penny in the machine or dollars or whatever, no money, you play their game, but you can win cash prizes on lottery style games. Is that a problem? It's only two of the three pieces there.
If you do not meet all three of the criteria, the Lottery and Gaming Control Commission is not sending you a cease and desist letter. You must meet all three considerations.
Okay.
Thank
So free play, casino looking games, cash prizes, no problem.
No problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Delegate Ebersol.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And I would like to say that I think this is a good bill, and I'm not going to discuss the particulars of it here. I think we should move on it. But I would like to ask a question. We often default, and this is kind of a change of direction, but whenever we see money, we say we're going to put it into the problem gaming fund. Does anybody have any idea approximately, or is it possible to guess how much money we might realize from this that we put into the problem gaming fund? Because we have lots of different ways of going there. And I think it's important for us to recognize the gaming fund, but also make sure that we're putting in an amount of money that actually can be used. And it's been a couple of years since I've been on this committee. We used to get mixed messages about how much of the money was being used. So I'm curious. I'm not suggesting that, but I want to know how much do we think maybe this might end up? From the idea of all the cease and desist and things like that.
So if I may, Delegate Ebersol, thank you for the question. The only research that I've looked at closely in regard to what's available or what states are losing there is a large number for national losses, which is $623 billion. It breaks down to approximately $14 billion in revenue for each state. So there is nothing in this bill that speaks to what would happen if revenue were redirected to the state. Money is already designated based on the type of game that it is. If it's sports wagering, if it's VLTs, if it's lottery games, that's all designated already in statute. But should we find that there is money that is being redirected back to the revenues of the state, that's certainly something that could be considered in a future bill.
Madam Chair, if I may, I want to try a little bit clearer version of the question. It says fines imposed would go to the problem gaming fund. And so
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
curious if we have a sense of, if we pursued people and collected fines, do we have any, I know it's a hard question to answer, but what is it we're considering possibly contributing the problem gaming fund here? It may be.
I
fully
don't think that we
speculative.
could provide an estimate on that. I think that would depend on whether there were any prosecutions under the bill, and those would only be, once again, for knowing violations. So you would effectively have to have continued to engage in the behavior after receiving a cease and desist order. So because of that, we're unable to estimate that.
Given that I have broader interests, the phrase blueprint fund comes to my head, but I'm not going to step in the way today. But it's something for us to begin thinking about when we see funds like this appearing.
Thank you, and I apologize on missing that part.
No, you're fine. Absolutely. Joe Evans, did you have an answer to that question?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you.
Okay.
There's a whole nother stream of income for the state that we haven't talked about, and that's the taxation of assuming that after we get through this bill that it's all legal, what we're doing, we're happy to be taxed, both on the coins that we sell. We currently remit voluntarily the sales tax for those coins today. VGW does, but if I were in your shoes, I'd be slapping a big fee on these companies to be legalized in Maryland and make sure they're all paying their taxes for any funds that run through that site. We've estimated it's up to $20 million that the state could reap from the legal social gaming enterprises.
And Madam Chair, if I may, that's good information. My question had to do with the fines.
I know. Let's stick with the
I felt like I
question.
got a different answer there. That's all.
Delegate Felmark, did you have a question? Did you put your hand down?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, I was really just responding to Delegate Ebersol's question that I think, our hope here is that we're not going to be collecting these fines, right? If the law is being followed, no
Right.
one's going to be paying any fines. So we shouldn't be, if they come in, I think the problem gaming fund is a good place for them to go, but we shouldn't be looking at it as a revenue stream for the fines.
Thank you for that point. You're always on target. All right. Are there any other questions? All right. Well, thank you very much for the questions. I believe that the purpose for us having it, and particularly having the advocates here, is that you would hear their viewpoints. And Jennifer, thank you very much. We have worn you out in gaming. Thank you for always being a trooper. And thank you, delegates, for your questions. At this juncture, I am open for vote or amendment, a motion rather, for the passing of the amendment. Delegate Felmark.
Madam Chair, I move the amendments.
Second.
Thank you. The amendment was offered by Delegate Felmark, second by Delegate Ebersol. All those in favor, please show of hands. Okay, I see Ebersol, Cooley, Williams, and Patterson. Those in opposition. Delegate Buckle, Delegate Hornberger. Where's Delegate Hartman? Is he on?
Hiding.
Yes,
Pardon
he
me,
was
he's
opposed.
hiding. Well, he's not here.
He's
Are-
right there.
I'm here. I'm here.
He looks like one of
waiting.
those
Yes,
waving
he's opposed.
cats in the
Oh,
tea
I'm
shop.
sorry. There you are. You're in opposition, Delegate Hartman.
Correct.
All right, thank you. All right, the motion passes. Thank you very much. Now I'm open for the bill as amended.
Move favorable.
Thank you,
Second.
Delegate Philmark. Thank you, Delegate Episol. Those in favor of the bill as amended, show of hands. Delegate Patterson, Episol, well, he has a cup. Delegate Cooley, Delegate Weems, those in opposition. Delegate Hornberger, Delegate Hartman, and Delegate Buckle. I'm sorry, I'm moving slow, sorry. The bill passes as amended. All right. I want to thank you again for everyone being online and for the advocates. And that concludes the voting session. Was there anything else? Did I miss something?
Just sorry for voting cheers instead of I there, Madam Chair.
Okay. All right. Great.
Thank you.
Did I say here?
Oh, I just said thank you.
Oh, you said no, thank you. Thank you all for being here with us. Been a long session. So that concludes the House bill hearing for House Bill 295. And again, thank you very much, and we'll see members in a few minutes.